So this is an emergency post, guys. An emergency video just to bring awareness to my followers and anybody else that watches this video. Tommy Robinson, as you all know, is facing a lot of problems right now in prison, and one of the most concerning things that's happened, and I never seen it coming. They have stopped and banned tinned food. Now, if anybody doesn't understand the repercussions of this, it now means Tommy is going to have to live off noodles, because tin food is like fish, chopped pork, things like that, you know. Um, what you would put in with your noodles and your fried rice, your Uncle Ben's and stuff like that. And basically now what they're trying to do is push him into eating prison food, and by saying that they can guarantee the safety of the food. There's no way they're guaranteeing the safety of any food, and there's no way a man locked behind a door in solitary confinement is going to trust anybody that brings a cooked meal to that cell. I don't care how many safety precautions they go through, there's no man on earth is going to accept that food in that situation. You'd need to be nuts. We know his mental health isn't great. We know that. So that's going to make it even worse for him. The fact that he's going to be paranoid as well. So he's not going to be eating any food that's made, as far as he's concerned, in the kitchen by Muslim cooks. Because, like most jails, the Muslims do the cooking. They are the best cooks, you know what I mean? Everybody likes Muslims in the kitchen because the food's normally always quite good. And he's being hit with all sorts of things, and I've been in the prison, been in many prisons, and I'm not. I'm trying to explain this so you know I've got a bit of credibility here, guys. I've been in, like, I don't know, many jails in England, to be honest with you, up and down the breadth of England, and 4 or 5 jails in Northern Ireland and 4 or 5 jails in Scotland. All the long term prisons, all with, the hardest jails: Dartmoor, what I mean, Aylesbury, the Maze, the Crum, Barlinnie, Shotts Prison, Saughton, Kilmarnock, all the big name prisons where all the most violence is. And I know how things work. I know how visits work. You know what I mean? You only get barred off visits if you get caught bringing contraband in. I've never heard of anybody just getting barred from a visit in my life, in all my experience of prison, guys. And I'm not just saying this, I'm not just making this up. I'm being 100% genuine. I challenge any prisoner, ex prisoner, that's doing YouTube channels to come out and tell me that they've experienced anybody getting visitors barred from seeing them for anything less than bringing prohibited articles in through a visit. And in situations like that, there is also the option of closed visits behind a glass. So there's many options they can go down for whatever the reason they want. If they don't want contact, which is the only reason to stop a visit, is to stop prohibited articles coming into the jail. Um, at the end of the day, he can write letters, he can send emails. He can say and write and whatever. It doesn't make any difference. The visits don't make any difference really. Um, so yeah, this is really concerning, guys. This is nasty on another level from professionals. This is the professional people, our government, who are meant to look after us, care for us under every circumstances. Now, you can't. The fact that they've put Tommy Robinson in prison into solitary confinement instead of putting him out on the tag, where he can be house arrested, they'd rather, put him through this. No, so straight away, I'm not even going to go into all the rest, the visits and the food and all that. All right, that's neither here nor there. The crime here is putting that man in prison, knowing that the only option you have to keep him safe is solitary confinement. And I'm just going to add as well, the traditional bricklayer. I seen a video where he said Tommy Robinson would be safe. There's guys in there, firms in there. I've been in more jails than I can count, to be honest with you. I don't care what anybody says. Tommy Robinson goes in the mainstream. I don't care if there's 20 guys around him. There's going to be one guy that'll get in there. Because if it's not just about him being safe in the wing. Once you're in mainstream, you're in mainstream everything. You go to the visits, you're walking with visits with other people who have got visits at the same time you. Now, if you've got 20 Muslim guys that have organised to get a visit around about the same time that they know Tommy Robinson's getting a visit, then you've got a problem, you know. Unless you're going to get all the 20 guys that are on the wing protecting him, that you say that are protecting him, to go on them visits with him, you know. But you'd be honest with you, um, everybody's got a price, you know, and there's a big price on Tommy Rumson's head. So Tommy Rumson's definitely not safe in mainstream prison. The government know that he's not safe in open prison. Um, because they know the threat that's on him. And, you know, the amount of Osmond warnings he's had and the amount of threats on his life, men are doing 25 years for going to unalive him. So I've got no doubt in my mind that, yeah, it would be a nice thought. I understand traditional bricklayer, he's got no badness or nothing. This is not a dig or nothing like, you know what I mean? I'm just trying to let him know I understand where he's come from. There is good guys in the jail. But the problem is that these guys are when they would go for Tommy, they wouldn't care, you know. It's like running through a load of guys just to get that one across, whatever. You know what I mean? That prize is worth more than whatever happens to the people. These guys, and and to be honest with you, it mightn't even be who you think would do it, because they would pay. It would be, in my experience in prison, it's always the drug users. It's always the smallest, wiry guys, the ones that have got nothing, the ones that have got no family, nothing to lose. They're the ones that the gangsters will use and pay them a small amount of drugs to go and do something. You know what I mean? I've seen it over and over again, and yeah, he's in extreme danger, extreme danger, and now they are basically starving him. And like at the end of the day, they know what they're doing. They know they shouldn't have him in there. They know they shouldn't have him in solitary confinement. They know this. This is hatred. This is hatred because Tommy Robson's getting so popular. They need Tommy Robson out of the way for good. I, I keep saying this. This is why I worry. I keep saying it over and over and over in my videos. I worry that Tommy Robson isn't going to get out of prison. I didn't want to say it at the start because I didn't want to, you know, you just don't like saying stuff like that, guys. But you know, the last couple of weeks I have come out and said throwing caution to the wind and just said it. And you, my followers know the way I come across. You know, I'm not comfortable saying it, but it's time things that are uncomfortable need to be said. Yeah, I totally understand. I've seen a couple of people saying things about stuff needs to be done 110%, and you know, I don't have the answers, guys. You know, I've said, you know, about the silent protest. You know what I mean? I think that's something. That's a seed that could be planted. That's one of them ones you don't know what it's going to blossom into. It's an avenue that's never been tried before, and it's peaceful. And you know, better people than me can know the ins and outs of all that. I know nothing about this kind of stuff. You know what I mean? I'm brought up with just throwing petrol bombs and bricks, guys. You know what I mean? And that got us nowhere. That got us absolutely nowhere. Please believe me. 40 years. It's got it. Nobody nowhere. Got the IRA nowhere. I got the Republican movement nowhere, got the Loyalists nowhere, got the Protestant, you know what I mean? Even the Protestants, even normal Protestants and Catholics in the streets that were fighting with because they were unhappy about hunger strikers or unhappy about parades or unhappy about flags, unhappy about borders, there is no other, like, going down any other route like than peaceful is suicidal, absolutely suicidal craziness, and will do nothing but bring so much harm. And so many people with instigators would get involved. Far left would be out throwing stuff and getting involved and making us look even worse. That's not something we cannot. Um, when you go out on the street and start trouble, everybody's coming out on the street. You've got all sorts coming out on the street. You know, you can't control people once you go down that road. So please, I'm going to ask. Please, I'm going to call for everybody to remain calm. Wait and take your take your words from people who you're following, your YouTube channels, and most importantly, Tommy Robson's team on the Tommy Robson X Twitter platform. And but I just want to get this across. Tommy Robinson is extreme danger, and it's breaking my heart, guys. It's truly breaking my heart what he's going through, because I know what he's going through. I've explained to you. I've done videos about it. The feeling of being on a visit, going from solitary confinement. Another reason why I talk about Tommy Robinson like this is because I have followed him all my days, right from the start. But I've only been doing this for 6 months, actually coming out and doing my own wee bit. You know what I mean? And the thing is the reason why I'm able to do this, and this is not another thing about me. I'm trying to explain to you why. I have the credentials for this. I've been there. I've been in solitary confinement in every single prison I've been in since I was fucking 16 years old. Every single prison. Some of them are brutal, 3, 4 months, you know what I mean? Not good. Mental health really bad. And I've done videos about it. And I know what's going on with his head. I know what he's going through. I know what it's like going from a visit from solitary confinement, going on to your visit with your loved ones, and then going back to solitary confinement. There's nothing worse in it. And it's a feeling and it's a bit of trauma on top of all the other trauma that's never going to leave this man. Please believe me, I still think about them days. I can still see me sitting on the edge of my bed, missing my loved ones, knowing they were leaving the prison, you know, in solitary confinement with nobody to talk to about it, nobody to talk to how your visit was, to talk how amazing your kids were, how great your kids are doing. There's nobody to talk to. You're just sitting there, you know what I mean, with your thoughts, and this is what they're doing to this man. For what? For showing the corruption of our government and our judicial system. And this is absolutely horrific that we've got a government like this in power. And okay, we might not be able to do something about it right now, but believe you me, we will never forget this. We will never forget what they have done to a young man from Luton. One day, people will be held accountable. Believe you me, this will not be forgotten. History books will not be rewritten in this one, I can assure you. Tommy Robinson has logged and documented every single part of his life. And one day there's going to be films, documentaries, and everybody's going to know what Tommy Robinson's going to be through. And that's when people are going to look back and go, did you really do that to that man? So, yeah, what they're doing isn't going to go away. It's down in history. It's down there. It's being recorded. It's being documented, and we will not forget. So please, guys, have Tommy Robinson in your thoughts tonight. Please have a prayer for him. Please pray for his family because his fucking kids will be worried sick about him. Please believe me. If he's losing weight, vocal cords are gone because he's not talking to people, he's not communicating with people, and he's going to lose a shitload of weight. And that means his mental health is going to go down as well. He's going to be very vulnerable, very, very vulnerable. And I just feel that this is torture. This is 2025 torture on another level of a civilian born and bred with family born and bred in the United Kingdom. This is an attack on one of our own children. There's no two ways about it. I'm Freedom Dad. God bless every one of you.